SSTV Australia. CYCDO is reading the news from Australia. The special part of the news is special at the beginning.
Community Youth and Citizen Development Organization, CYCDO, celebrates Australia Day with a powerful night of multicultural unity.
This time the details.
In a vibrant display of unity and community spirit, the Community Youth and Citizen Development Organization, CYCDO, hosted a grand Australia Day 2026 celebration, bringing together more than hundreds of people from diverse backgrounds to reflect, respect, and celebrate their shared home. On the evening of Monday, 26 January 2026, the Red Rose Function Centre in Rockdale, Sydney, was transformed into a vibrant hub of multicultural exchange. CYCDO organized several pre-event meetings with community leaders and Aboriginal leaders to ensure inclusive planning and strong collaboration. The organization also promoted the event through social media advertisements and displayed an Australia Day banner on the busy railway parade in Lakemba, NSW 2195, to raise public awareness and engagement. Community leaders, dignitaries, and families from across New South Wales attended the celebration. This evening, the Australia Day celebration served as a beautiful bridge between the many cultures that call Australia home. It focused on the shared values of respect, fairness, and opportunity that define this nation. The Function Centre was beautifully decorated with various artworks, including with the National Australia Day Council gift box. A reception table was set up with a guest list, where each guest checked in upon arrival. Guests were then invited to write a message on a sticky note about Australia Day, before taking a photograph with a colorful frame featuring the theme Reflect, Respect, and Celebrate.
Good evening and Assalamu alaikum everyone and welcome. Thank you for joining us tonight to celebrate Australia Day. We thank the Australia Day Council for their support. We are honoured to have our respected elders, community leaders, councillors, elected representatives, distinguished guests, parents and young people with us this evening. Your presence means a lot.
G'day everyone and Assalamu alaikum. My name is Raima Elahi and I'm so happy to be sharing this evening with you all.
And I'm Makhdoom Yusuf, will be your host for the night.
We weren't even known as Aboriginal people in our own country. Does everyone know that? 1967. We were called flora and fauna in our own country. These matriarchs that I just mentioned, William Ferguson, Jack Patton, and William Cooper, fought for the rights of the Aboriginal people. And like we march today, if it wasn't for them people that put up for the plight, that fought for Aboriginal rights, we wouldn't have them today. And when you get up and speak, you know, it really honours our hearts because we can see the unity and the growth in this room, especially with the children, you know. Yous are the next generation, yous are the forebearers in front of us. But in that story, I just want to tell you that Uncle Ivan said through the Spirit, you know when we got seven seasons, you know they say 4 seasons, the Aboriginal people got 7 seasons, and I'll tell you why. When the fish come, when the fish from all down there at the south, and we know when the mullet's going to come because it flashes in the thing. So what happens with the Aboriginal people, right? Aboriginal people are very smart. So we had spotters. So we'd sit right up in the, you know, where the Indians, we all had upper ground. The Aboriginal people had upper ground so they could look and see who was coming. And when they see the fish flashing like that through the salt water, they give the big wave
The atmosphere was one of warmth and inclusion, creating a space where everyone felt a deep sense of belonging. The evening was dedicated to honoring the unique history and diverse backgrounds that make the Australian identity so rich. The success of the gathering was driven by the leadership of MD Abdullah Yusuf, president of CYCDO, along with his committed team. Under his guidance, CYCDO has grown into an impactful social and community organization within Multicultural Sydney. The formal proceedings began with a deeply respectful opening. The hosts for the evening, young Australian Makhdoom Yusuf and Raima Ilahi, welcomed the audience with both traditional Australian and Islamic greetings.
No one chose where they were born. No one chose the color of their skin. But no one even chose what family they were going to be born into. But there's a lot of things that we do get to choose. We get to choose kindness, we get to choose to serve. But a lot of people also have chosen to make Australia their home. And I think particularly having a really difficult time at the tail end of last year with such a tragedy, the most important thing is being united, not being distracted. We all put the horse blinkers on, don't be distracted by negativity, but more importantly is to understand compassion, empathy, and prioritize unity and peace. At least practice the culture of peace, regardless of our differences. So as in a modern country, one of the greatest things is our diversity. We have one of the most diverse federal governments, not only with nationalities and ethnicity, so to speak, but also there's a lot of women as well. And it is quite reflective of the modern Australia. And I think there's still a lot of work to be done, but it's getting there. But I think given that today is really about not only reflecting on our First Nations people as a priority of what they have gone through, and their history, and I think that's a very important thing that we all need to reflect on as we are all migrants to this country.
The program officially started with a moving recitation from the Holy Quran by Dr. Shah Fayjullah. Following this, the event honored the traditional custodians of the land. An acknowledgement of country and welcome address was delivered by Uncle David Bell. As the leader of the Aboriginal men's group and a former world-ranked boxing champion, Uncle David Bell brought a powerful presence to the stage.
You are as entitled to share in the freedoms and the opportunities and the privileges of anyone. And it doesn't matter if, like Uncle David and his ancestors, you've been here 60,000 years, or you've been a citizen for 1 week, or 1 year, or 5 or 10 years. The opportunities to everyone, opportunities are available and open to everyone. And I think the other great feature about Australian citizenship is
this was further emphasized by a captivating Yidaki performance. The traditional sounds of the didgeridoo shared stories of culture and connection to the land with the gathered guests. One of the most cherished moments for attendees was the children's and youth segment. This part of the night showcased the incredible talent and confidence of the next generation. The stage saw a series of inspiring speeches from young members, including Muhammad Ayman Shihad Molla, Safreen J. Sohana, and Madiya Noman.
Of the land on which we stand today, I pay my deepest respect to elders, past and present, and to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. Thank you for protecting this land, its spirit, and its stories for tens of thousands of years. Happy Australia Day. Australia is not just a country to me, it is my home. It is the place where I feel safe, where I feel accepted, and where I believe my future matters. When I think of Australia, I see neighbours helping neighbours. I see classrooms full of hope. I see people from every background standing side by side as equals. Australia taught something very powerful, that you do not have to be the same to belong together, and that fairness is a strength, and that kindness is not a weakness, and that respect is the foundation of a strong nation. I am only 12 years old, but I know how blessed I am to live here. I am grateful for freedom, the freedom to speak, to learn, and to dream without fear. Not everyone in this world has what we have, and that truth does not make me proud in a selfish way. It makes me responsible. Because being an Australian is not just something we celebrate once a year. It is something we must live every day, in how we treat each other, in how we protect the vulnerable, and how we honor the First Nations people of this land. Today, I want to make a promise, not just as a student, but as a future Australian leader. I promise to serve this country with honesty, courage, and compassion. I promise to stand for unity when division is easier, to choose the right path even when it is the hardest, to never forget that leadership is about service, not power. I promise to give my best to Australia, not just when it is convenient, but for as long as I'm able to, until my very last minute. Because Australia gave me an opportunity. Australia gave me hope. And Australia gave me a place where I belong. If my generation goes with courage, leads with kindness, and stands together with respect, then Australia will not only remain a great nation, it will become an even better one. This is the country I love. This is the country I believe in. And this is the country I will serve with everything I have. Happy Australia Day. Thank you.
The audience also heard presentations from Nashwan Rabi and Muhammad Isa Kareem Lone. These young speakers were followed by youth role models, including Adi Kareem, a medical student, and Sama Abdullah, a student of speech and hearing sciences. The segment concluded with a final speech by Rafsan Elahi.
The traditional owners of the land on which we meet today, and pay my respects to elders past and present. If you've ever been on a plane from Sydney to most parts of the world, you'd have to fly across the entire country. We might complain and ask, why does it take 6 hours to get out of the country? And I agree, the flights are very, very long. But when you look at the land from above, you see a beautifully diverse place. The long blue coastlines and cities filled with light. The deep green rainforest and the glorious red desert. There is a quote by Dr. Ginny Yini Gondara that says, "The land is my mother. Like a human mother, the land gives us protection, enjoyment, and provides our needs." The diversity of the land has existed for thousands of generations. It has been respected and cared for by Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people for more than 60,000 years. In return, giving them knowledge, culture, and responsibilities, creating an inextricable connection between people and the land. Just as the land is diverse, so are the people that call it home. We see it in our everyday lives when we go out. We see it in our shops. One shop sells banh mi, another one sells snack packs.
The audience was privileged to hear from Senator Dave Sharma and Ms. Ash Ambihaipahar MP, the member for Barton. These prominent leaders spoke about the privilege of being Australian and about the cherished experiences of serving their communities and nation. The event was also attended by a distinguished lineup of guest speakers. These included Councillor and Solicitor Saoud Abu Samen from the city of Canterbury Bankstown and former Deputy Mayor, Councillor Masood Khalil of Campbelltown City Council. Other notable guests present at the event included Councillor Sylvia Alafaci from the city of Canada Bay, Councillor Khalid Halabi from the Campbelltown City Council, Dr. Ziad Basyuni, FRACGP, former federal candidate for Watson, and various community leaders, academics, doctors, media personnel, etc.
He's representing community for a long time, and we're working together for every issue we addressing together as well. Before 1991, it was Uncle, already explained. There was a claim, so many claims, that it was a state that we become federations on the spirit of multiculturalism. So this country basically based on multiculturalism. So as the previous speaker, he already elaborated this once. Maybe somebody came 100 years ago and we come yesterday. It doesn't mean we are not Australian. What I'd like to pass a message to the future leaders: be honest, be committed for Australia. And this is your country as for others. Never think you coming from outside. Always think you are an insider and you need to face the problems. In a family, there is a lot of things has happened, a lot of dispute, a lot of issues will arise. But as a parents, as a dedicated member of the family, we need to sit together and solve the issues. So you are 100% Australian, as when Uncle David's and our Aboriginal people opened their heart and welcoming us.
Following the guest speeches, Uncle David Bell returned to the stage for a special storytelling session. He captivated the audience with a 15-minute narrative that included the memorable story of a stolen generator. This session bridged generations through the ancient art of oral history. Recognition of excellence was a key theme as MD Abdullah Yusuf joined the distinguished guests on stage. Together, they acknowledged and celebrated the efforts and confidence of the young participants. The event featured artworks from several children, each reflecting the theme of Australian life, its people and culture. Awards were presented to young Australians as Australia Day Ambassador to Adi Kareem, Madia Noman, and Mohammed Ayman Shihad Mola. Recognition also went to Nabiha Rabi, Nashwan Rabi, Safreen J. Sohana, and Sama Abdullah. Additionally, Mohammed Isa Kareem Lone, Menur Noman, and Rafsan Elahi received awards for their speeches and artistic talents in painting. The evening concluded with a heartfelt vote of thanks from President MD Abdullah Yusuf. He thanked the National Australia Day Council and a long list of partners for their unwavering support. In his concluding speech, MD Abdullah Yusuf thanked everyone for their support and participation in this Australia Day event. He said that the organization is dedicated to more than just hosting events. It works tirelessly alongside young people and their families. CYCDO promotes essential pillars of society, such as education, leadership, and cultural understanding.
My speech in the cast, I'm going to be brief. I just want to thank you all for having me here today. Brother Abdullah called me, invited me about a month ago, and he's a champion in gentleman. Anything he asks for, we have to run for him. He's always trying to get the people involved and help us stick together and become a better person, a better nation. So again, thank you all for having me today.
Getting your citizenship. And I said, all right, let's see where we're going to get the crowd. So I selected Australia Day. And I said, all right, wow, what a beautiful day. You have the people there, we got everyone to come and, join from all parliament members, ministers and all that, which was great. I said, wow, And I just remember the story that the mayor at the time shared. I want to share my story. And my story, because we all, I can see, most of us are immigrants. And this is for me when I came in 1992 to study. Then I decided to get married and then have children. And I said, all the years I was here, I was want to go back to Jordan. And I said, I'm going to get my degree, I'm going to raise my kids there. But every year pass, I get attached to this country. And I feel it's my home. And I went back to Jordan, I felt like a stranger. Because you know why? Because you know the street here. You know your neighbors. When you go to the mosque, you next to somebody that...
It is widely recognized for its commitment to community well-being and its focus on building confident, responsible, and socially engaged future leaders. CYCDO is also well known in the community for its outstanding COVID-19 social work during a time of great hardship. The team went door to door to drop off food boxes to vulnerable families. CYCDO established a white tent in the Canterbury Bankstown area as a food service hub, continuously supporting people in need without any grants or external funding. Honorable Tony Burke MP, Honorable Jihad Dib MP, Mayor Kal Asfour, CLR Bilal El Hayek, the NSW Police Force, and many social organizations visited and acknowledged CYCDO's tireless efforts at a time when no one was allowed to leave their homes. In recognition of this tremendous contribution, CYCDO was named Organization of the Year 2022. By creating platforms like this Australia Day celebration, Abdullah Yusuf and his team empower multicultural communities with tools, confidence, and a voice. They ensure that people from diverse backgrounds are heard and celebrated within the broader Australian society. CYCDO continues its free community services, including support for domestic violence survivors, visiting sick people, and providing free counseling for domestic violence and related issues.
Respected guests, thank you very, very much for attending tonight. I pay my respect to traditional owners of this country, past, present, and merge. Today is the day for respect, celebration, and also reflect. Australia Day. End of the day, whoever we are here today, all we are Australian. And we go whatever background or religion or color, but we are Australian. And we are under one umbrella. Thank you so much, especially to Australia Council actually, to giving us opportunity to be here tonight. And I would like to introduce my team. The team, without team actually, it wasn't possible to do anything tonight. Firstly, I would like to call upon two MCs sitting here, Mahdoom.
As the formal program ended, guests enjoyed a complimentary formal dinner. The night ended on a note of joy, continuing the celebration of unity and friendship among all who attended. Community leaders, family members, and academics, guests who attended the event have been expressing their gratitude by calling and texting, praising the organization for the hugely successful Australia Day celebrations. Special thanks also go to the National Australia Day Council for their support.